One of the hardest things to say to a victim is it will be a lifetime.
The story is about one of the most important voices in American conservative Christianity.
This new way of life is what we're here to talk about.
Every white evangelical church in America has been influenced by Bill Gothard.
Coming back to God's principles.
Almost 3 million people went through his programs.
Reestablishing his ways.
He built a global ministry that normalized molestation, rape, forced confinements, beatings.
There were literally hundreds of thousands of children raised in this program. Some are just now figuring out what exactly happened to them and just how wrong it was.
But this is not a story about him.
Heavenly Father.
It's about the questions we were left with after he abused us. It starts with telling the truth.
Disgraced minister Bill Gothard stepped down in 2014 after more than 30 women accused him of harassment and molestation.
Followers include well-known names like the Duggar family from the reality show 19 Kids and Counting.
Almost 3 million people came into direct contact with his teachings.
I want to understand how widespread this abuse is.
We have a severe problem in Protestant circles with sexual abuse.
IBLP and Gothard created an entire environment that didn't see sexual abuse as that important, or the damage from sexual abuse as that serious.
Rachel Denhollander set off one of the largest investigations of its kind in U.S. history. She was the first to publicly accuse Larry Nassar of abuse.
You see some really common threads between the Nassar case and this lawsuit. At the core of both is that we valued money and institutional reputation more than the victims. We valued something more than the truth.
He was the equivalent of the Pope.
Like he couldn't do anything wrong.
He always had these pretty girls following him around, and I always saw him as somebody that I admired.
My parents idolized him.
I believe in Jesus, and if he came down standing in the parking lot, that's how we all felt when Bill was around. It was very weird.
I was a 14-year-old little girl. He'd lead my hand into his groin area.
He kept rubbing my feet, and then he was going up my skirt.
Stood at the window where he groped me.
I was 14. I had just been raped. I was beaten, blamed for the rape, and then put in solitary confinement. I told people about being raped as a young girl, and they didn't believe me.
Big smile.
Because I had blocked memories, and they didn't think that was possible.
Step back a little bit more. There we go. Perfect.
When we're in trauma, our left frontal lobe, that portion of our brain that holds the ability to think, to reason, goes offline. So anyone who's gone through sexual abuse will have a kind of fragmentation in their ability to think.
It's made me feel like I'm not whole, and I'm sick and queasy. Like my body is telling me there's more to the story, but I have no memory of anything more. The fear of the unknown. And I don't know how much unknown is in me.
The memories may be fragmented, but will you believe your body?
I had all these triggers and things I didn't know what to deal with, and I was crying all the time, and I decided I am not okay.
This is a cathartic moment for all of us to confront these stories.
I've spent decades in therapy to undo the blame that was put on me for the abuse. Even though I was 9 years old.
Religion destroyed my life, literally destroyed my life.
I can't have anything to do with my family because of the abuse that is still happening. Gothard permeated our entire family.
We knew it would be a risk to speak out and to share our experiences about Gothard, but I don't think we ever fathomed how vulnerable it would make us.
The gaslighting, the insults.
No matter how hard I speak the truth, no one believes.
Cost to the survivors is deep institutional and community betrayal.
These horrific stories must be counted as part of this is what evangelicalism is. This is what evangelicals have done.
It makes me so, I go back and forth between extremely sad and extremely angry. I'm like, why? How hard is it? How hard is it to say this is true? These things happened. They were wrong.
The things that have brought us shame, powerlessness, a sense of betrayal, there are no quick cures. There are no magic bullets.
Say something that you need to believe about yourself, and if you say it, this whole group is going to repeat it.
I'm not responsible for the sins of others.
I am not responsible for the sins of others.
No one changes without the ability to grieve the losses that we've endured.
The process starts with being able to accurately name what was done to you, to put words to it, reorienting yourself to truth.
He would pull me back into that closet, the same stuff he'd been doing for years.
And how old were you at this time?
I was 16. There's been a lot of therapy since then, but you guys know, obviously.
Yeah.
I know that God's love is real. And now I'm creating beauty out of the ashes that Bill Gothard left me in.
It's unfair that I have days where I can't get out of bed. But I believe I need to process this, I need to work through this.
Things that Gothard did to us, our parents did to us, the things our church did to us. You either pretend it didn't happen, or you do the hard work. Recovery is long and hard and messy.
It doesn't happen quickly.
The recovery process first starts with truth.
And being able to feel and believe that truth is a very long process.
It's really hard to go back to those memories.
But if we have the integrity to actually name what's true, true about what my body suffered, true about how my family often set the context for the abuser to enter. If I'm willing to engage the truth will set you free.
It's the only way. Because if it's not going to be true and it doesn't have truth in it, then I'm not interested in that life anymore.